Well, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte has ordered the termination of the Visiting Forces Agreement. That's that security pact that allowed U.S. military activities in the Philippines. Will this drastic move lead to the end of 69 years of alliance between the two countries? Lucille Toulousan has more.
This military drill is just one of 300 joint activities every year between the Philippine and U.S. military under the Visiting Forces Agreement. The VFA provides the legal framework for U.S. military activities, including the entry and facilitation of U.S. troops and assets in the Philippines. Besides military training, the U.S. forces have also provided significant humanitarian assistance in times of disasters and provided surveillance in combating ISIS-inspired terrorists. But these and many more benefits will cease in 6 months because Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte has ended the agreement. Security analyst Dr. Romel Banlawi says President Duterte believes that it is about time the Philippines strengthen their own defenses and assert national sovereignty.
The Philippine government feels that the United States, because of our familiarity with the U.S., is already interfering in our domestic affairs. Jurisdiction, custody, detention, compensation, and even court proceedings, those are issues that touch our national sensitivities as a sovereign nation.
Since he came to power in 2016, Duterte has been outspoken about his lack of faith in the United States and has argued that the presence of U.S. forces makes the Philippines a potential target for aggression. On the contrary, many observers believe the move will benefit China, which has claimed most of the West Philippine Sea and may threaten regional security. Neighboring countries are concerned that the scrapping of the Visiting Forces Agreement will reduce U.S. military presence, which serves as counterweight to the aggression of China in the Asia-Pacific region. Meanwhile, members of the Philippine Senate are seeking the help of the Supreme Court to determine if the chamber's concurrence is needed for repealing the treaty. They are concerned that the VFA termination might lead to the abrogation of almost 7 decades of alliance between the Philippines and the United States. They are hoping for a renegotiation of the agreement with provisions that are fairer and more protective of the country's national interest that will also address the criminal liability of the U.S. forces under Philippine law. But for President Duterte, totally abandoning the alliance is a strategy that he needs in dealing with China.
We cannot match the military power of China. That is why the Philippine government is telling China, telling to the whole world, that military option is not an option. We pray that if we have some problems, I hope we can settle these problems peacefully, diplomatically, and politically without resorting to the use of force.
Lucille Toulousan, CBN News.